In this video, Project Skoda Paint Revival is go. So yes, stage one is give the Skoda a wash, get rid of some of this muck from our Christmas road trip. And then once I've given her a wash, I've got a clay bar, my first clay bar, and we'll give that a go and see if we can decontaminate the paint. Oh, there you go. Petrol creates wonderful beading, doesn't it? And then I'm going to hand polish the car with some product that a friend gave me. Thanks, Alex. And then after that, I'll have to wax it. And someone was meant to be sending me some ceramic wax. I haven't actually received that yet, so I may have to use some other stuff I have in my possession. Oh, if anyone's got one of these plastic grills in good condition, let me know, because that one's broken and I'm scared it's going to fall out. It's interesting how the wax, which was put all over the wheels and all over the arches, seems to be protecting things rather nicely, really. Oh, that's a lovely rock trap right there at the bottom of the wing. Some of you might be expecting me to use a pressure washer, but pressure washers aren't really my style. I do have one, but the problem is, especially with old cars with old paint, it's a real danger. You'll actually just make things worse. Oh, all out of breath now, but there you go. She's looking a bit better, even just for a wash. That plastic bit has come out, but it does at least allow me to clean in the air intake. So yeah, she's looking quite impressive already. Stage 2 is going to be using this clay bar, which I bought on eBay, and that wasn't very expensive because I bought it. I've no idea if it's any good. We shall give it a go. I'm even going to read the instructions. Crikey, that's what the clay bar's picking up just off the roof. And you can see, the paint is actually coming off onto this thing. It really is not good paint. Just a reminder, if you not quite up to date, it has been painted very badly at some point. You can see, you know, where the masking is just terrible. And I have no idea if I'm doing this right, because I've never used a clay bar before, but I'm just going over all the areas, trying to use a circular motion where I can, but obviously you can't in little bits like that. Oh, good grief. Let's give it a proper test. Can it get rid of something as ingrained as that? Oh yes, it can. I might have been better using a tar remover on that, but I thought, you know, let's just see what it can do. And that's what you're doing. You're pulling the impurities out of the paint, of which there are a great many. Am I polishing it or rolling it in glitter? That's the question. And there we go. That's after a wash and a clay. And I really can't be doing with any polishing now. This is one reason I've cleared out the garage. You'll notice I cleared out, not tidied up. But Ellie has come out, and it allows me to put Skoda in the garage, which means I don't have to fret about trying to get it polished now, which is good, because already the sun's starting to go down, and yeah, polishing is going to be hard work. So I'm just going to dry her off with a towel, and then or a microfiber cloth, I suppose, and then get her ready for some serious cutting in the next bit. Right, behold the chalky splendour of the paint. It all feels very smooth, but I can see lots of swirl marks from the clay bar. It's really not good. So I have this stuff. This is Terrason WX159XP cutting compound. It is an 8 on the gloss grade. It is a 9 on the cutting grade. I think that'll do some great cutting. Maybe you'll even cut off that awful layer of paint. Lots of toxicity warnings, so that means it must be good. And that also means I'm going to wear gloves. So I'm going to find some suitable rags, just let you take in that before shot again, and we'll give it a go. Right, this is it. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, that feels quite aggressive. Thankfully it's not so aggressive, it's taking off the layer of paint. Let's give that a buff. It's certainly pulled plenty of oxidised paint off. Where's my buffer? Well, you can clearly see it's making a difference. It's actually red on this, but the finish isn't very good yet though, so perhaps I'll need to lean a bit harder with the compound. Maybe I'm not quite using the right amount. There are no instructions. It's professional standards, so you're meant to know what you're doing. Now, obviously I haven't bet on clueless oiks on the internet just having a go with their old Skoda, but still it shows what potential we've got here. Well, after a second go over the same area, it's definitely better, but I can still see quite a lot of oxidation deep in the paint layer as well. Quite hard work, but let's crack on. How long before I give up and just get the mop out? There is a severe danger here, but I'll polish that bit. But all I'm doing is just making it obvious just how terrible the paint is on this car. I mean, look, there's entire sections where the new top coat of paint has just lifted off, and oh, I've managed to get polish all over that bit by accident. Most of this stripe has got paint coming off it, because clearly it just wasn't painted very well. I mean, it's a terrible job. Got paint coming off on that, so, but you know, getting the grille repainted wouldn't be a big issue. But yeah, quite a lot to do. Oh, I can literally feel the comments, the hatred. Those detailers amongst you going, what the hell are you doing? Well, don't worry, it's not your car, and I'm not telling people this is how to do it, because it blatantly isn't. What you should do is use a product that has some bloody instructions on it, maybe. But despite my appalling technique, we do seem to have a car that is slowly turning red again. It's not a very good shade of red. I'm more inclined to say that's not my fault. It's the fault of whichever cretin painted this car in such a cack-handed manner. Take my gloves off and have a feel of what it feels like. Oh, smooth. I reckon I've added, I don't know, 10 mile an hour top speed. Well, I'd say the difference is quite marked. I don't even need to point out which is which, but I can't tell. I mean, the light levels aren't brilliant in here, but yeah, you can see it's still quite patchy in terms of finish. Oh, that's a really bad bit. Might have to redo that again. But I've done the grille. The grille is shining in. I'm exhausted. I've only done the bonnet. But yeah, that is a terrible finish. Oh, there we go. That's the bonnet complete. Looks absolutely terrible. You people who run detailing channels, how on earth do you do it? I'm basically getting no joy out of this at all. Although I do have a car which is a bit more red than it was. I should have just painted it with a brush. There we go. Some semblance of redness is occurring. I think I can't be bothered to do any more tonight, so I'm going to stop. Well, it's the day after and that still looks crap, so time to get the mop out. So here we go. It is a Moss random orbital polisher, and that sticker looks like it's falling off already. That's clearly good quality. How does this open? Like that. So here we go. It looks like this. Let's get it out and get it assembled and completely ignore the instructions. There we go. That looks, oh, some top quality build quality there. I might trim that little remnant off, dearie me. But that's all assembled, ready to go. It's time to unleash the secret weapon. And this is the secret weapon, Rapid Renovator from Autoglim. They actually sent me this by mistake when they were meant to be sending me some super resin polish, and it's designed specifically to work with an orbital mop like the one I have just unpacked. And see what's in the pack. Oh, you detailers aren't liking me doing this on here, are you? I perhaps should have given this a warning that detailers might find scenes distressing in this footage. So we've got a couple of Autoglim pads. I don't know what you're meant to do with those. We've got a nice finishing cloth. I'm going to put that on here, so that's on my tripod. It's out the way, I'm not going to lose it. And then we've got the magic goo itself, the Rapid Renovator, a machine polishing compound that quickly removes paintwork imperfections and leaves an ultra gloss finish. Or un mélange pour lustrage à la machine qui supprime rapidement les imperfections du revêtement, peinture et laisse un fini ultra brilliant. Excellent. In machine no, I'm just not going to go there. My French was bad enough. Right, I think I will go with a big pad first of all, and we'll give the bonnet a go. My thinking is give the bonnet a go, see if we can actually get a decent shine out of it, and if that works, I was told me the idea of just going for a quick blat over the rest of the car, which is terrible because I'm going to clog these up in no time at all if I start on the oxidized paint. But then it came with a mop head, so maybe I'll use the mop head that came with the mop for giving it a blast and keep these for best. I'll think about that. I need to sort some power out. Oh, this sounds like a quality item. We can go quicker. Don't buy cheap stuff on the internet, but then this is a cheap car. I'm all about the cheap work. You'll note I've got the cable over my shoulder. That's probably the only correct thing you'll see in this video. Right, I have dampened the pad slightly, and then I've applied several blobs. You probably only go for 3 blobs, but I'm led to believe that a bit more is best if you're breaking in a new clean mop head. So we'll give that a go and see what happens. We're going to go for... Whoa! Just fling it all over the windscreen, that's useful. See what we've achieved. apart from getting cutting compound all over the windscreen. The light levels are so terrible in here I can't really tell. Well, you know what, that's not looking too bad. It's looking a little damp, but I would say that's an improvement, so I'm going to do more of that and see where we end up. So that was the section I did, and yeah, it seems to have a strange remnant left on it, a bit peculiar. Maybe I'll have another go at cleaning that off. Let's try and be a bit clever this time. I'm going to rub it over the panel before turning it on, and now we shall go for power. I think this is still going to prove that this car is terrible for paint. I mean, that is my main problem here, is the paint is terrible no matter how much I polish it. So it's still not exactly what you call superb. Detailers will be in horror, no doubt, but it is better. You still see where that bit of paint is missing, and it's still very chalky and unclear in the middle, but I can't just keep cutting and cutting and cutting, because I will just eventually cut away one layer of paint. So this is going to have to do. I think I might have a go at the roof next, because that is appalling. And I think I'm just going to go straight for it. I'm going to use the new mop head, I think, and we'll give it a go. Well, you can certainly see where I did. You can also see where I went onto the tailgate and where I didn't, but that's okay. I'll do the top of the tailgate on another pass. That was already missing. There's a stripe of paint already burnt through there. I mean, given there's 2 layers of paint, that's not encouraging. And yeah, I've definitely got some technique to try and develop here. But yeah, the contrast could not be greater. Some of the car is red, quite a lot of it is pink. So I think I'm going to go and do the other side now. This has to be the least rewarding job I've ever done on a car. I mean, just look at the state of it. It is comprehensively knackered. There's bits where the paint has just completely gone through sap or whatever. So all this hard work, and of course the paint burnt off on the edges, and yeah, it's just absolutely terrible, absolutely everywhere. It is yeah, not the most satisfying of jobs, these. I mean, the car is definitely turning red again. Look, there's pink and there's red. Or a better example might be here, where I've done the top of the tailgate and not down there yet. But this is never going to be a beautiful car. As for the state of the mop head, yeah, that's pretty well bogged up. It might be time to try and clean that before doing the rest of the car. Okay, I think we're learning, but this probably isn't a job you should be attempting in a cramped garage with very poor lighting. But nonetheless, we are getting something approaching a better finish. I mean, the paint finish on this wing, again, is terrible. There's lots of cracks and crazing going on. Oh, it's just so losing the will to live. That looks like a scrape there that I've uncovered. Yeah, sometimes you just start a job and wish you'd never bothered. But there's a comparison between, I've got to do that edge of the wing, and the door is still very chalky. And yeah, ugh. Well, it's all shiny, it's all red. It may not be a very good red, but it is nonetheless red. There's lots of detail areas I could probably do with going around, like that scuttle area, that's quite pink. But that's day 2 done, and I'm calling that enough. Even the mop pad seems to be laughing at me. Well, welcome to yet another day in the saga of trying to make this car not pink. Frankly, I'm starting to wish I hadn't even bothered. I should have just lived with it. There is one last throw of the dice today, which is this cheap Halford's colour polish, which I've had for quite a long time. And I know everyone's going, oh no, you shouldn't use that, you should use this and use that. Everyone has their recommendations. Eye of Newt, Blood of a Virgin. I think I've heard pretty much everything, and I'm just going to put it out there. That sounds just a bit like witchcraft. I'm just saying. Maybe we shouldn't be looking for ladies with warty noses and stripy tights. But yeah, this is what I have. I'm using what I have, what I've been given. I'm not going to spend loads of money on loads of different products to see if it makes any difference. So last throw of the dice, a bit of colour match polish, and which I'm going to apply by hand, and then I'll wax it, and then I'm never cleaning the car ever again. Worst idea ever. By the way, mopping is still hard work. Don't think that mopping is some sort of easy solution. It's not quite as hard work as polishing it all by hand, but yeah, those polishers are quite heavy, and you've got to apply pressure and move them around a lot. And oh, for fuck's sake. That's quite runny apparently. There's also lots of people saying, oh, it's the wrong time of year and the wrong temperature, but this is the time slot I have, so this is it. There are other cars that need to come in this garage, preferably soon. Right, and buff some more. Oh, this stuff really doesn't give good results. Yeah, that was pretty disastrous as well. If we can get across how awful that finishes. So I don't think cheap colour match polish is the answer either. Starting to wonder what exactly is. But I'm now trying another weapon, the Autoglim Super Resin Polish, and I'm sure there are precisely 206 reasons why you shouldn't put polish on top of polish, but I really am beyond the point of caring at the moment. I will not be going near the comments because there will be much anguish. Right, let's see where we are now. Yeah, we got some very crap shiny paint. So yeah, about as good as could be expected, I think. But the Autoglim stuff is certainly a lot easier to apply than the very runny old red polish, so I think we're just going to be doing this. There we go. It's not going to get any better than that, I don't think. That looks quite shiny from a distance. Going for a closer look, you can still see it's very patchy in places, and there's a lot of crazing going on. And look, there's the original paint. That one's not buffing back to red. Yeah, I think I'll just give it a coat of super resin polish, then a coat of wax, and then I will never do anything like this ever again. There are other detailing channels, watch those. I should have sent my car to them maybe. Ugh. Oh, there we go. I've gone over the whole car with Valet Pro's Beading Marvellous, which I got as a freebie to test in Retro Japanese magazine. So I last applied that to the Honda SMX and the Lexus. They both had a coat of that. Came up blooming lovely after that as well. So here's hoping. Right, I need a buffing cloth. That's a filthy cloth, so probably not that one. And Maybe that one. Oh, it'll do. Look away now if you're easily offended. And time for one last buffer-matic. Manual buffer-matic, because I'm having to do it myself. Oh, sealing in the crapness. But you know what? That's looking not bad. Right, I'll do the rest of it and then we'll pull it out for a look. One more crowning glory. Oh, beautiful. Brand new number plates with the correct large font. Just hope they do actually stick to the car. Well, there we go. The end result. It doesn't really bear closer examination, but I mean, she definitely looks red, doesn't she? I don't think that's come up half as bad as I expected, to be honest. I mean, you can see like very blotchy in places. But maybe I should just stay quiet about that and say, no, that's actually perfect. So we've got the new correct large font number plates fitted, front and rear. I think they make a difference as well. I hate the modern font number plate. Technically illegal to get old font number plates made up, even though that font's even clearer than what was there before. And that's stupid rules for you. Thankfully it's not illegal to fit them, so I did. The plates were made in Ireland, I believe. An interesting way around the loophole. But yeah, there we go. Don't get excited, any of you lot. You are not likely to get polished to this degree. I'm never doing it again. Myrtle has already had a polish at a car show last year. She desperately needs a wash. I'm not ruling out washing cars ever again, but I'm never spending days polishing a car again, especially when the end result is so dreadful. But there you go. That is the Skoda, looking somewhat shinier. Oh, I suppose I better give you a look at the roof for what it's worth. Blotchy mess that it is, but at least it's a shiny, mostly red blotchy mess now. Oh, there's a bit more buffing to do along that front rail, but I'll get that done quick before it gets too wet. So there you go. I've tried cleaning a car. I didn't like it very much. I'm probably not going to do it again. But thank you very much for watching if you've lasted this far. I did have to edit out a lot of swearing, and yeah, I guess I shall see you in a future video. Farewell.